Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Sid, aka Vicious274, coming at you with another episode of Every Sneaker Pickup Has a Story. Today we're going to be talking about a shoe that wasn't really on my radar. In fact, I wasn't really aware of this sneaker altogether. So what happened was one day, you're sitting in bed, you're bored. What do? You flip through your socials. And me really getting back into sneakers, I was on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji a lot. Just scrolling through because with their algorithms, they keep track of what are your most things that you search for. So that's what they suggest. And I was scrolling through Marketplace and I came across this sneaker. This is the Jordan 5 Special Edition Oregon. And it is a beauty. Now, I was always never really a big fan of the color green, but my wife really likes the color green, and the color green is growing on me. I've got my pine green Jordan 3s, I've got these, and I've got now shirts. I mean, Brazil, obviously I'm Brazilian, so it's going to be green or yellow, but I mean, when I saw these in photos, I was like, damn, that's a nice sneaker. And it's got this nice nubuck material to it, this like really soft suede nubuck. What I really liked about this shoe is that Jordan 5s, when they have these side panels here, when they're clear and on the tongue, they tend to yellow with age, whereas these ones are already smoked like black, so the yellowing isn't going to be that apparent. But on the outsole, where it's translucent, that will eventually go to more of a yellow hue. But on this particular sneaker, it's not going to look that bad because it already has hits of yellow on it anyway. So that's when I saw it, I was like, I can really get a lot of use out of that sneaker. These, I didn't get these, well, did I get them for retail? I mean, what I paid for them ended up being pretty much retail because these, I believe, were, I want to say $270 when they released for retail. So after taxes comes out to about $300. And well, before I get into the price of how much I paid for them, let's talk about how I ended up getting them. So I saw a few ads on Marketplace, and there weren't that many. There weren't that many people selling that shoe in my size 10.5. But I did find one that said slightly used, so very near DS, for $300. And I was like, damn, that's pretty much retail. So sent him a message, and luckily he replied right away. Unfortunately, I don't remember the person's name, but he was only able to meet during the day. And I work during the day. So I had to figure out how I was going to do this. Luckily, at the time that he was able to meet, on the time in the day that he was able to meet, I was going to be working in that area anyway. So I was like, okay, it's really important that we meet at this time and get it done quick because I'm on the clock. So he was like, no problem. We went and we met in a public area. It was a parking lot of this little plaza. And he saw me in uniform and my work truck. I do work and I do have my own business, so I do both spectrums. So I went out and I said, hey, are you so-and-so? And he looked at me with this face like, yeah. And because it's his big like step van. So I was like, don't worry, bro, it's me. It was kind of cold. I think I got these in March of 2022. So still a little chilly, had plenty of room in the step van. So I said, come on in. Let me check out the sneakers. And he even had like a receipt with him. So that made things a lot better. When it comes to legit checking, I have done some research on how to legit check shoes. I even have my UV flashlight. My previous pickup, which was the Air Jordan 3 Georgetowns, I forgot to mention that even though I picked them up at a reseller, I did legit check those also. I didn't have my flashlight with me, but they have one there. So I asked him for the UV light, and he was like, bro, we already legit checked these. And I was like, I know, I get that you legit check them, but I'd like to do my own legit check. So even if you go to a resale shop, legit check your sneakers. But back to these ones. So I said, don't take it personally. I always legit check my shoes. I even do it if I get it from a reseller. I wouldn't do it if I got it for retail. That's just doesn't make sense, because that comes straight from the manufacturer. And he was like, yeah, bro, no problem. Check them out. And they were used, but I'm telling you, the only thing, like if you didn't look at the outsole, if you didn't see the dirt on the bottom, you would think these were brand new. At least when I saw them. Sure, they were laced up because obviously they were used, but everything was immaculate. And honestly, whenever I wear my sneakers, and I'm done for the day, I give them a quick like dry wipe down, take off like any like dirt scuffs or smudges or whatever, with a microfiber cloth, just to keep them looking as new as possible for as long as I can. When it comes to actually doing deep cleaning on the uppers and the midsoles and stuff like that, it would really need to be grimy for that to happen. It's kind of hard for that to happen with my sneakers because I generally don't wear my sneakers when it's raining. Definitely don't wear them in the winter when it's snowing. I try to avoid grass as much as possible just to avoid any possible grass stains. So basically, if the sun's out, I'm wearing my sneakers. I know that may seem like a little crazy to some people, but I want these to look as good as long as I can, because you spend a lot of money on these, so you want them to look good for as long as you can. So yeah, the shoe looked pretty much brand new, and I didn't even try talking him down from $300 because the guy came out, he basically met me on my time because I was working, and they were pretty much brand new. So I didn't, I was like, you know what, 300 is good. Gave him the $300, and he basically said, if he has any other shoes, he'll message me. He never did. I believe this was a personal pair of his, but he hasn't contacted me since. But I mean, spending $300 on these is I'm not mad about it, obviously, because it's a retail, basically for retail. But now the resale on these are on StockX Canada. In my size, they're going for about $350, $360. So I mean, if I was ever to decide to sell these, if I got bored of them or if I just didn't want them anymore, I'm pretty sure I can get my money back on those. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the story. But the thing is that the more I got into sneakers, the more I started noticing them everywhere I went, not just on my phone. But that's a different story. All right, guys. So this is the Jordan 5 Oregon. It is a beautiful shoe. Jordan 5s they're kind of slept on unless it's a really hype release. I personally love them. I grew up with loving Jordan 5s, and now that I own them, they are super comfortable. Very, very comfortable. Almost as comfortable as a Jordan 3. But again, if you want to pick these up, they're not going for too much. You could probably get a brand new one for, like I said, for like $350, or a used one for like what they were selling for retail. But again, as I always say, check out your private sellers first. Worst case scenario, last resort, go to a resale brick and mortar. But again, guys, hope you liked the video. Again, Jordan 5 Oregon. And as always, wear your sneakers, because that's what they're meant for, and keep them loose-laced. Peace.